Hello everyone, Edwina here. Today I'm sharing with you my project that I made for Jean Wragg. It's her birthday and I wanted to make something nice for her. And what we have here is just a very simple bag. I mean, it was simple before I decorated it. And it's got these lovely dangles which I can't show very well in the camera. I'm just struggling a bit. And it's got a handle as well. Of course it's going to be difficult to show you, and anyway, let's start with the front. We've got this flower now, and these beaded flowers as well at the top. This is the flap, and I put some 1, 2, 3 laces on top. Originally it was a napkin that Maggie gave me. Thank you, Maggie. And I cut off the sides and folded it over and up, and I decorated the flap with these 3 different types of laces, and then I added the pearls and the flowers, and then at the side I put this nice beaded trim. On the front it's got 2 layers of lace on the linen napkin, and then on top of that we've got these lovely applique flowers, which again Maggie gave me. Thank you, Maggie. And I added pearls and rhinestones to the small flowers. The trim comes from a very wide base trim that reaches right up to the top. You can't see my fingers. And then it's a very long trim. The back is quite plain. Again, I've used some lace underneath over the linen, 2 layers, a very thin lace, embroidered lace, and then another lace to cover it, and then the trim. Now you can see the trim better over here because it goes right. It starts at the top and it goes down to here, and then you've got the dangles, so it's very wide, and that came from Craft Supplies for You. So that's the back. I kept that fairly plain, and the side I put this nice trim. I don't know what it's called, it's probably got a name, and on the other side. And what I did is I extended it and made it into a handle, a hanger, a handle, and before I stuck it on with glue, I added some ribbon on the back just to give it a bit more stability. Okay, so there we have the bag, and as you can see there's something inside of it. Now I've got Velcro closures, 3 of them, and you can see the lovely lining fabric that I used for the bag. It's just a pretty fabric. I put my label in it. So what I did was I put the 2 fabrics together, the linen napkin and this, and I stitched around it, and then I folded it up and stitched all the way around it. So what we have in here, there we go, put that to one side. Yes, we have another snippet roll. Wow, you're saying. I make I make them an awful lot, don't I? But I do enjoy making them. They are great fun, and I have, unfortunately, bags and bags of scraps. So basically that's a really good way of using them up. So now I did make a stick pin with the intention of putting it through there to hold it together. Am I in frame? But unfortunately it's so thick it just wouldn't go through without bending. So we've just got the lace, and hopefully that's enough. Now this is definitely a decorative piece which I made deliberately to be hung up. It's not a snippet roll for being cut up at all. I just wanted to make Jean something decorative. So we have, now let me explain the layering. I started off with a piece of calico, which I then put a piece of, what do you call it, the one that frays very easily, which is why there's spraying at the edge. No, can't remember. And then I put that on top. And when I'd done all the stitching, I put that on the back to cover up the stitching. But what we have is, we have 2 layers of snippets, and I went through, and then I went through again, just stitching on the snippets with a sewing machine. And then this is the top layer, which I decorate the roll. And as you can see, we've got buttons and appliques and trim and ribbon roses and a butterfly and a picture, a painting, or we've got a charm, we've got a bow, a doily, a cameo, another button, this is a pearl button, and in vintage embroidery you've got a nice fluffy flower, shabby fluffy, another pearl button, we've got a leaf, there's another charm there, cup and saucer, another button, another picture, we've got a ribbon flower, a charm of a clock, a charm with a sewing machine, and then we've got a lace heart and a sparkly heart, another button. Most of them are vintage buttons. Then we've got this lovely trim and a heart button, not a heart button, a heart made out of pearl and rhinestones. We've got the word love, which I stitched on. We've got another charm there of a flower, another picture, and then we have a lovely bling butterfly that I have attached to a small oval applique. We've got this lovely trim, what's it called? I always forget what it's called. Rosette trim. Another embroidered heart, well not another, but another heart, and this one's embroidered. Another charm, this one is a bird cage with a heart, a vintage button, and an applique. And that is the end. We've got this, it's on a spool, and each end of the spool is a applique flower. You know I like these, I used them on my last project I think. And then I've put this nice ribbon through it, and hopefully it will hold it up when you hang it up. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to do that. It's a bit long. I don't know how it turned out this long. I thought I had so many scraps that I needed to make it fairly long. So there we go. My snippet roll for Jean's birthday. I do hope Jean likes it. And anyway, after I finished all the stitching, that is like machine stitching for the 2 layers of snippets, and then the top stitching was mainly done by hand or glue, or as in this case it was I stitched around the picture. Okay, and then I put this lovely embroidered trim on the back to cover up the stitching. It was really hard, sorry, I'm out of frame. It was really hard to find some trim that was the correct width. And this one is slightly too big, but I thought it did the job okay. So, and I've got my label, as you can see. That's the first thing you see. And then it ties up with the lace, and it pops nicely in the bag, which I designed to fit it. And we are. My bag and snippet roll for Jean. I do hope she likes it. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. Did I mention about these rhinestones? I always forget something. Never mind. Okay, right, well that's me done. And thanks for watching, as I said, and do leave a comment or ask any questions, and I'll be happy to respond. Thank you. Bye.